So what's going on, guys? CG here today and welcome back to the channel. Now today I've got a very cool special video for you guys. This is the top 5 gaming moments of 2018. I'm going to be basically talking about the coolest moments from gaming in general, not like the industry or awards and that kind of stuff. I'm talking like in-game things that happened. So one that is on the list, for example, would be like, you know, your first win on Blackout, like something like that. It would be them kind of moments, but most of them are like story-related games. So I will just say there are spoilers for quite a few games in here. Them games are obviously Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, and A Way Out. Yes, that little gem that came out in March that everyone has forgotten about, that is on this list. But without any further ado, you guys are going to watch some gameplay over the top of my beautiful droney voice. And yeah, we're going to get into the top 5 gaming moments of this year. So obviously I said about A Way Out being that little gem that came out in March that everyone forgot about, and of course the coolest thing that happened in that game was the plot twist. Now you're going to watch the gameplay over the top of my voice, and this is the plot twist. To put it into context, Leo and Vincent have broken out of prison. They've gone to deal with their problems. There was like some drug cartel related thing. I can't remember, I played it once, so you have to bear with me here. And you land the plane and there's the police, and you think, shit, we're both going back to prison. Until the chief or the head or the lieutenant or whatever you want to say gives Vincent a gun and says good work. And that is the twist, that Vincent, your partner or who you're playing as, is in fact a cop. Now this instantly changed the tone of the game, which was amazing because it led to one of the coolest climaxes in the game, and it was very unexpected. You know, me and Dylan sat there and we were like, no way has this just happened. It was genuinely a unexpected twist that I did not see coming and thought it was really well done. And the coolest thing about it was that it was bold. It was a very bold move, but it paid off, and it was a very good move on the director's behalf, and I think it really contributed to that game being one of these games that people kind of forget about, but wrongfully so, because it is such a good game. People have just forgotten about it like it's nothing, and it is honestly so much more than that. It is such a good game. It's kind of revolutionized split screen as we think it, but it is just a really cool experience, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it yet. But coming in at the number 4 spot, this is quite a sad one, but it's very short and very sweet, so I will just keep this one brief. And it is Stan Lee's cameo in Spider-Man PS4. Now, this is very simple, and it was very cool at the time, and no one really batted an eyelid. It was like another Stan Lee cameo, really awesome, really nice to see him sort of coming from the cinematic universe, from, you know, his comic background, and be in this absolutely, you know, amazing game that I haven't unfortunately played yet, but I have seen this cutscene, and that's why I want to put it in. But it carries a lot of emotional weight since his passing, and it kind of like, you know, it's one of his last cameos that he's done. The only ones that he will probably have after this will, you know, be Avengers 4, Captain Marvel, and the Spider-Man movie, potentially. So this is one of the last ones that he did, and it's really nice to see that he has the recognition, that people do care about him, and it's just a really cool cutscene. So I'm not going to sit here and talk for too long about it, but it is just a very sweet and tender moment, obviously, since the passing of Stan Lee, and that's why, for me personally, I put it at number 4. Now, coming in at number 3 is arguably the biggest game of 2018, but in my opinion it's not, and this is Fortnite related. Now if you guys can guess what it is, I want you to put in the comments right now which event you think I'm going to go with. Which one do you think I'm going to go with? Because the one I have gone with is the rocket launch. Now the rocket launch was the coolest in-game event in Fortnite, period. I don't care about your cubes, I don't care about the big stupid butterfly thing, I don't care about all that other, you know, dumbass stuff. The rocket launch was the single coolest moment in Fortnite's history. The build up with the blockbuster skin and all of the hero villain stuff, the mansion, the lair, where's the blockbuster going out of his pod, what's he doing on the rocket, blah de blah de blah. And then it turns out that there was going to be a live action launch. Watching it come out of the layer, shoot up, head for tilted towers, disappear into a rift, fly around the map a couple of times in Rift, and then go into the sky and literally break the sky in half. I am sorry, but it was one of the single coolest things I have ever experienced in gaming, and I have been gaming a long time. Fortnite is a very hated game, but also a very loved game, and for me, this is Fortnite's highlight moment. It segued into Season 5 nicely, it rounded off Season 4 nicely, and I think it was just such a cool, such a revolutionary thing to have a Battle Royale game with a live event right in the middle. I just think it was absolutely fantastic, and that is why it comes in at 3rd place. Now, just missing out our top spot is a part of the Game of the Year. It's from God of War, and this bit is the Blades of Chaos. Now, the Blades of Chaos scene was arguably one of the best. You know, you find out your son is sick. You need to go to Helheim, but your axe is going to do nothing there. You need a new weapon. As soon as Freya says you need a new weapon, the player subconsciously knows, I know what we're about to do. You hop in the boat and there is just a couple of minutes of silence, of rowing down that stream to get back to the house, and it was so moving, although nothing was said, and it was only the graphics and sound design and sort of colour palettes they used that really represented what was going to happen. Going into that door and unwrapping them Blades of Chaos, them iconic weapons from the first 3 games, was an unreal experience. And then, just to top it all off, Athena appears in the door, and Kratos comes out with the absolute corker of a line, I am your monster no more. It is just an absolutely iconic scene, one that I will remember, one that will stick with me for a long time, and the Blades of Chaos are fucking incredible. They are some of the coolest, most iconic gaming weapons in the whole of the industry, if not the most iconic. So to see them return and in a game that then goes on to win Game of the Year, and it had such a big implication on the story, it's such an iconic weapon, and the return of Athena, everything about the Blades of Chaos scene and element was just fantastic. Now this was going to be, I was going to put this as Baldur's boss fight, the final one, when you have to jump between the 2 weapons and there's the giant and so on and so forth, but I thought the Blades of Chaos scene was so much more iconic that I thought it just had to go second on our list, and that is why the Blades of Chaos scene from God of War is the runner-up to this video, or in this video. But I mentioned Red Dead Redemption 2, so you all know that number 1 is going to be Red Dead 2. Obviously, it was the best game of the year in my opinion, shortly followed by God of War, which won Game of the Year. Now, again, I want you guys to let me know in the comments below, what part of Red Dead do you think I went with? Now, I was going to go with the house building scene, when you're John and Charles and you build the house, because I thought that was incredible. I was going to go with Arthur's death. I was going to go with the bank robbery. I was going to go with, X, Y, Z. There were so many parts to choose from, but the one part that I had to go with, because it was so good, is the Mount Hagen finale. Now, this might be to you a pretty average gameplay. Like, obviously I'm playing the cutscene of when he stands off against Micah, so on and so forth, and that is the part that matters. That's the part that matters. Obviously the build up to that part, the soundtrack and the gameplay of storming the mountain is one of the coolest and single most, enticing scenes or chapters from a game that I have ever played. I've never felt so engrossed in a character as I did with Arthur Morgan. So to get this element of revenge, that really spurred me on. That made me go, I am fucking storming this mountain and I am going to put a bullet in Micah Bell's forehead. I was so adamant that I was going to do it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to do this. And then the soundtrack to accompany it was, oh my god, I'm sorry, but the Mount Hagen finale song, me and my brothers, when we're in like a 1v5 clutch on Rainbow Six or shit like that, someone will play that shit down the mic because it is such an iconic piece of music, and I genuinely think it's one of the best composed songs in the gaming industry, and it's just so well done. Everything about it is so well done, and it is just the perfect finale to one of the greatest games ever made, and I just think it is so good. It's so incredible, and I just love this game to bits. And the Mount Hagen finale is just the perfect cherry on top to finish the game off, because there's the action, there's the confrontation, and then there's the setup to the first game. And I think it is just such a nice round off. It's so well done, and that is why the Mount Hagen finale from Red Dead Redemption 2 comes in at my number 1 spot. But that is all. They are my 5 picks for the top 5 best gaming moments of 2018. So you have the plot twist from A Way Out, Stan Lee's cameo in Spider-Man, the rocket launch in Fortnite, the Blades of Chaos in God of War, and number 1, you have the Mount Hagen finale in Red Dead Redemption 2. Let me know in the comments if you guys would have changed any of that list or put something else in there for a substitute, or what, or whatnot. But I've been your boy CG. This has been the top 5 best moments of 2018 within games. If you did enjoy this video, remember to smash the thumbs up button down below and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And if you would like to share or retweet this, then that would mean so much to me and help me out in a big way. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a brand new video. Goodbye.